We're back, and this is the Fest recap for Two Legs. I'm Tom Hunyadi, and you know the other guy. That's Andy Nichols. And Andy, I think this weekend was a success. What do you think?
Absolutely, partner. Another year and two fests now under your belt here for the
Yeah,
East Coast. You're making the East Coast trip there for Hunyadi. So good on you for doing that, partner. And yeah, good weekend. We're both a little tired today.
yeah. We had to get up at 4 in the morning. We're recording this Monday. What is it, the third or the fourth? What is it?
Third.
It's the third. Okay, so yeah, we're recording this on the third, and yeah, get to be at the airport by 5. And Andy, thank you for getting me there at 5. And
On the dot.
because yeah, pretty much right on the dot. And you always try to get there a little early when you're at an airport you're not familiar with. But everything went well. We left a little late, but we got there on time. So, anyways, so thank you for that. Thank you for
Nope.
your hospitality. And
Sure.
got there Thursday, and you picked me up, and we went right to the fest there, and
Yeah.
saw the setup, and
We
saw some friends.
well, we saw some friends. We having gone through this last year, we knew timing wise how things worked out. So we this year went much smoother in terms of
Yeah.
all
Plus, there's
that.
no snowstorm.
There's no snowstorm. There's no bad
Yeah.
weather. But we actually were able to take our time getting there and got there early Thursday. Saw a few people, headed back
Yeah.
home, and then got there nice and early on Friday.
Right. And yeah, no, we had a great time. We went to a pub, which was a lot of fun.
Yes, we
brought the
did.
we Yeah, we brought the queen with us, and then Heidi was there, and I want to
Yeah,
give her a special shout out for all the amazing things she did for us this weekend, and thank you. We really appreciate it
yeah,
very much.
carrying stuff and the shirts, the tulip, which we'll
Yeah,
get to. But
yeah,
real special, and thank you. Thanks for being top fan.
yeah,
Facebook status.
yeah,
Um, but it was great
yeah.
to see Kit and everybody Thursday night a little bit before all the shenanigans started.
All the shenanigans. Yeah. Anyways, so Friday morning, get up, and we started heading over there around 11 or so.
Yeah, and this guy because he's not a fest virgin anymore. He's been to two, but
Right,
he still has a
right.
little that fest virgin in him. We gotta get there. We gotta get there. We gotta get there. I'm like, we'll get there, dude. It ain't going anywhere. But I get his excitement. If
Yeah,
somebody was
yeah,
driving too slow, there was look out.
yeah.
He just had to get there so quick, people. And I did too. Who we kidding? But yeah, it's always eager to see Tom. Like, oh, can we get there already? But we
Well, it
did.
paid off in one way, and we'll get to that part in a
Yes,
bit.
yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, but go ahead. I mean, was Friday is we got there a little early before it actually started at 5.
yep,
Met up with a bunch of people right away. We met up with Joe Mayo and and Robert S. So it was
Robert
good to see
S.
that.
And that
You
little
know,
YouTube posse.
yeah, the little YouTube posse. Yeah, and that was great. Hung out with them, and then checked out and hung out with some of our the authors that we've had on the show, and then that will a couple of them we'll have on again here soon in the future. But
Yeah,
that was
Friday.
great.
Yeah, Friday is always kind of like the it was like the easy because we didn't have a lot to do. There weren't any panels that we
Right.
had to really be ready for to do. So, and I think of the 3 days, Friday was the least attended day. I would say. I heard somebody saying they didn't think it was a well attended fest. I think it was
Well, I think better than last year for sure,
better than last year. Definitely better than last year. I mean, it's
and
with 3
probably
years.
better than Chicago.
Way definitely better than Chicago,
Mm.
hands down. Yeah, our friend Womack had to go speak at like 11:30 at night on Friday on the main stage. We,
Right.
we weren't checking that out, but I'm sure he did a great job.
Yeah, talking about the Mel Evans upcoming book coming out in November.
Hmm.
But Friday was great because really what I wanted to accomplish was was talking to
Buy records.
friends. and buy records, which happened. So pretty much that's what happened first, right?
Yeah, we saw the authors all set up again in their usual spots, and Madeline Beccaro, and I know everybody, and
James
James
Campion,
Campion. Yeah.
Cozen, Jude Kessler, Steve Mateo. A lot of really good people that we've met before, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, the record shopping that was pretty amazing. We'll get to that. We'll show all those goodies at the end. But the people that we got to meet, right off the bat Friday. There's a Instagram friend of mine who we go back and forth, showing stuff on our Instagram pages, and his name is Joe Boswell.
Wow. Yes.
And
we got to meet him in person this time. Tom had been corresponding with him on Instagram. I had not seen him on Instagram, but wow. What a gentleman. What a collector of all things really much UK.
UK. Yeah.
This guy puts us all to shame. Yeah, he collects only UK stuff. He's totally on another total other level. We hung out with him all weekend, and he brought a few collectibles to show us, which we did on our collectors panel. And what an amazing person! And so he showed us some of the collection that he has, and it is ridiculously good. Promotional materials. I mean, the man has 5 copies of Twin Freaks, so he goes right to all-star status for that.
Yeah, that's right. And then we also were able to chat with a friend, Kyle Hand, who we met.
Yeah,
Saturday.
That was Saturday. Well, we saw him, but no, he was only there Saturday.
Was he only there Saturday? I thought he could swear he was there Friday as well.
Maybe he was. We were talking to him for a bit on Saturday.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. So matter of fact, I mean, I was talking with so many people and shopping that I completely forgot to eat. And,
yes, you did.
Yeah. So, but that was a lot of fun. I didn't see much of the panels or anything like that because I was just having a good time chatting with people.
Yeah, not on Friday. That wasn't kind of a panel day. That was kind of just to see everybody and walk around and get the lay of the land. Although once you've been once, you get it down. Everything was on the third floor, and then the authors and the Apple Jam and the vendors were on the 9th floor. Right.
So just and me seeing people again, other names like Beetle Brad, of course, was there. Alan C. Records, Doc Dacus, Robert P. Those were more of the YouTube crowd that were there. Fans of the show that were there. Besides Kyle Hand and Joe Boswell, then we had Joe Gorman, who we chatted with, and he gave us one of his gave us his
thank
CDs.
you, Joe.
So Joe, thank you for that. We'll check that out. Steve Sanderson, who you got to meet at the McCartney Legacy launch, he was there, so it was good to.
That was the first time you met him, right? Yeah.
Yeah, in person. Yeah. My savior for last year's tour, Rick Rogers, saw him there for a couple minutes and then he disappeared. And then I didn't get to see him again after that. But I think that was on Saturday. James Martinez, who again showed up on Saturday, big fan of the show. It was great to meet you. Scott O'Rourke. We got Astrogear. And who I think he's from Texas, and then and Mike Nair, I think, who just records a lot of stuff.
Yes, yeah. Mike was there and proudly bought a 2-leg shirt. So thank you, as did several people.
Yeah, and then we want to thank the Queen too because she let us put up our shirts up there at her little signing station. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Kit.
Appreciate that. Ellen Lanza, we got to meet her, right?
Yeah, Ellen and her daughter Virginia.
Yep, and Joy Cohen, who I got to tell you, so many people. I'm really proud of the fact that we have a lot of female fans of the show.
Hey, that's a good thing.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome. And met some more. I forgot to write people's names down, so I apologize.
Well, so many people just walked by and didn't even introduce themselves. They just said "big fan," and that was cool.
Show, yeah, and that was really awesome. And I wish I had more time to chat with
because there's just so much going on. You've got the lobby, you've got people hanging out, and you're walking, and you want to talk to people, you want to see things, and you want to try to get things. So really hard to carry and keep a conversation with people when you do that. But we, it was great to do that with as many people as we could.
Yes, yeah. So you had a panel on Saturday, right? Or
Two,
two. Yeah. So what
two.
were those?
On Saturday, I was on two panels in the main discussion room, which was the paperback writer room, and that one was the historians panel, and that was a panel with Susan Ryan, Kit O'Toole, myself, Janet Davis, and Jim Ryan and Scott Erickson, and we
Yeah.
kind of with Revolver being the newest box set, our discussion centered around, the now Revolver is considered the best album of all time. When did that kind of become commonplace? Is that something that's new? And we kicked it around, and we knew that it's kind of in the last 20 years thing. And obviously, how could I forget? Kit was on that panel as well.
Right. Yep.
And Kit actually made the point that when she was growing up, really Sgt. Pepper, it was considered the best album of all time. So Janet Davis provided the panel with some great contemporary primary source material with original reviews from Revolver from 1966, and it was not universally loved back then.
Right.
In the UK, it mainly was. Surprise, surprise. In this country, it was not, because we're stupid Americans. It takes us a few decades to appreciate things. But those were incredible documents to have for that panel, and it was fantastic to do that one. That was at 3:15 on Saturday, and then at 6 on Saturday there was another panel called it was kind of the academic panel. It was moderated by Ken Womack, and that was myself, Ethan Alexanian, Skylar Moody. I'm trying to remember who else was on that. I forget. A Kit, obviously, and I want to forget somebody else. And it was basically what approaches do we take in 2020, in 2023 for studying the Beatles, and how is it done, through social media and stuff like that. So that was an interesting panel to be on with so many younger people. It was like a kind of combination of Gen Z and Carly as well. I'm sorry, yes, Carly Miglori from Monmouth. She was on the panel as well. So she's a college student. So we've got college students, some older people that are involved in education and the Beatles. So that was a good panel to be on as well on Saturday. And then that kind of wrapped up the panels for Saturday. And then Saturday night, we went back there and saw a little bit of Cozen being interviewed by Al Sussman, right? Didn't we do that on Saturday night?
I don't remember. But I do know the Saturday night we were watching myself and Joe Boswell. We were in the main stage, and
you guys went to the auction, right?
Auction. Yeah, we're watching the auction, and a little known drummer named Steve Holly
shows up.
Yeah, shows up unannounced, or he wasn't promoted as being there. So naturally, I made a beeline right to him.
Yeah, and then you came running out, and you were like, "Steve Holly's here," and I was in the lobby area, and I said, "I'll be right back." And I went to go, I'm like, "I can't believe he's here." And props to Steve Holly, because he really jumped in and saved the day later that night, because the drummer of Liverpool actually fell off his drum kit and got really hurt bad, and he's fortunately okay. He was a little bruised up, but Steve Holly was there and was like, "I'll fill in for you." So he picked up and finished the set. So, bravo, Steve, for that.
Yeah, that was great. And then I had the panel. I had the Talk More Talk on Saturday, and
that's right.
That was
yeah. Oh, that's right. You had the first one of it on Saturday, right? You guys did Talk More Talk.
Talk More Talk, and 1973, was it the greatest solo year in the solo Beatles canon? And we had a great discussion. It was myself, Kit O'Toole, Joe Mayo, Ken Michaels, and Ken Womack, who was one of the originals.
He came back.
Since he was there, he came on the panel as well, and that was a really fun time. So and I think you recorded it, so that'll be up on the Talk More Talk channel soon.
It will be. You actually had the first panel on Saturday. That's right. And it was in the what?
Between the both of us, I had the first.
Yeah, and it wasn't in the main room. It was in a room that they called the Tell Me What You See room, which was a small room, but for our shows, it actually was pretty nice to have a nice small room with
Right.
the people that limited amount of people in there because it wasn't we didn't have to shout or anything and for recording and it worked out
Right.
well.
Right. Yeah, so that went well. Very happy with that. And yeah, and then again, more mingling. I did watch a little bit of James Campion. I did watch a little bit with Alan Kozin as well. I think it was Wally who was hanging with him, if I remember correctly, but I
Was it
could be
Wally?
wrong. Yeah, could be
Yeah.
wrong. But that was good as well. And yeah, Saturday I think was the longest day, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
It
and
was.
yeah, it was definitely
Yes, it was.
definitely a fun night. So
Yes, it
to
was.
say, yeah, so fun. We
Um,
had to.
yeah. Who? What? What are you talking
What
about?
what what what? What are you
I
talking
don't
about?
know.
But the highlight maybe was the fact that your parents, your mom and dad showed up, and that
Oh,
was really
yeah, yeah. My
cool.
my mom and dad came up to the fest, which was a really proud moment for me, considering that my dad was the one who used to I used to beg him to take me to these things as a teenager and spend hard-earned money that we probably didn't have, but he took me up there and spent money on me to get bootlegs and stuff like that. So to have them come up now at the end, and I know it was not really their scene, but they stayed for one panel. They went out for a little nice meal, and then they went on their merry way.
Yes,
And I
yes,
think there was too
yes.
many people for John and
Too
Fran,
many
and
people. Yeah.
they said, "Okay, we're gonna exit stage right here." So thanks, mom and
That
dad,
that was
for coming.
yeah, that was great meeting them, and we had a great meal, and thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes. So yeah, that was a great fun day. Sunday, then that was kind of busy for us as well. We did obviously the collectors panel. That was moderated by Darren DeVivo from Things We Said Today. So it was myself, Ethan Alexanian, Joe
and
Mayo.
Joe.
Yeah, and Joe, and then that was a good time. We got to show some stuff. You brought the big barn box, as they say.
Right? Yeah, I did, and Tom was like, "You sure you want to bring that?" And because I was gonna bring a few other things, and then I think the night before, actually, Joe Boswell said, "If you're doing the collectors panel, bring that." And I'm like, you know what? He's right. I'm gonna bring
Yeah,
that thing, but I'm gonna have people guard it with their life when I'm not with it. So, of
right,
course,
right.
I sit right next to Darren DeVivo, and he's like, "I don't have this." I'm like, "Whoop."
Whoop, yeah.
Yeah. Short. Again, these discussions were short. They weren't that long. But they were nice to be on. And you brought your 9 another day single sleeves from all around the world, as that's your
All around the world.
current
Yeah, yeah.
obsession. And Joe had some vintage Beatles memorabilia there, like the talcum powder and
Oh, that
um,
wasn't a flask? I thought that was a flask at first.
no, well, it looked like one, but it was talcum powder. And Ethan brought a Beatles calendar or tour
Right.
program from 1965, which he got at the fest as
Yeah.
well. So, and great questions and audience. There were some people that didn't even know they didn't know, like they weren't into the solo Beatles. Somebody said, "Oh, what's the big barn box?" It was cool. Remember that? Remember that guy?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that was fun. That's
So
good.
that and then that.
Again, like
Go
to
ahead.
the point though, I mean, a lot of people go there just for the Beatles, right? I mean,
Which I said
people.
on this show to
Yes,
exactly to Mitch,
yes,
who didn't
yes.
really agree with me, but it's the
Right.
truth. There's a guy
Yeah.
who does not know anything about Red Rose Speedway or the Big Barn Box. He's just a Beatles fan, which
Right.
I think it's probably at least 50% of the people that go to this thing. I swear, it's probably
Right.
more. And that panel led right into our own first two legs panel at a
Yeah.
fest. Pretty proud moment
Yes.
for us to get some billing in a program for our show. Tom's had it with Talk More Talk 2 years in a row, and now we got our first little taste of the cookie there in the program and a time slot of. And we did Red Rose Speedway at 50 right after the collectors panel. So that was the highlight of the weekend. I think
Yeah,
you
it
could
was it
agree.
was a quick, fast-paced show, and that was great. I mean, we were able to just focus on that. We had a nice little crowd, and we got some interaction with the fans as well that were watching. So I mean, it was a
Good,
great
yeah,
time.
good Q&A. Thank you,
Yeah,
Joe and Robert for staying there. They were like right up to our left, so we had some
right.
nice back and Lennon and McCartney fourth back and forth jabs
Yep.
there with those two guys, which was fun.
Yep.
I do
Yep.
apologize,
Yep.
and there you go. See, he got a
Yep.
John shirt. You know, the
Yep.
Imagine 1988. I do apologize. That episode obviously is now on our channel. We posted it on Monday.
Right.
The audio is not the best, but it's passable. We did have microphones in the room, so our camera was pointed in the back. So you'll see different videos that the audio is, but I think it's passable. And but it wasn't a lot. It's only a half hour. So and we didn't get a full hour. So, but we were happy. It was a great conversation. It was rapid fire.
was.
Tom and I had and the energy of just doing a show in front of people is, hey, that's everything.
It is. It is. Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. I mean, it was just like the two of us in a bar talking about, whatever.
Which is exactly what you wanted Two Legs to be way back in the day. And now look at that. It got a panel dedicated at the fest for it. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing it was missing was a couple Bloody Marys.
Yes. That would have been nice. You see, the problem is the bar didn't open until 2.
Right.
That was the
Right.
problem.
Oh well. Next time.
So yeah, we did that, and then we were both asked to be on a media panel, which was at 4:30. Tom,
Right.
he'd come up to me and he goes, "I did this last year. You do it." I said, "No," because there was a lot of us up there. It was like a football team.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's unnecessary to have so many people up there, but it was still enjoyable.
Yeah, that was a host of everybody: Joe Mayo, me,
It was Skylar, Ethan,
Skylar, Ethan,
Rob
Darren,
Leonard.
Kit, and Rob Leonard. Yeah, that was all of it. Moderated by Wally.
Wally. Yep.
And even for as many people as there were, I think we all got our points across. I think I did a pretty good job on that panel, partner. I hope I did.
You did a knockout job. Absolutely.
There was a lot of comparison and contrast between you got people like Rob and Darren who are like in the industry, and then younger people like Skylar and Ethan, and then people like Kit and I who are in the middle of the whole thing. So that was a lot of that centers around the conversation. How the Beatles transcend generations, and is their impact the same? And it was a spirited discussion, and thankfully we recorded everything, so it will make its way onto our channel, and I'm sure the Talk More Talk channel too.
Right. Yeah. So, and then again, more mingling, and more, meeting more people coming up to us and telling us they enjoyed, what we did, and that was great. That meant the world.
It absolutely did. And then on Sunday afternoon, we got to see a little bit of Mark Lewison with Ken Dashow on the main stage. And at the time we had walked in there, they were talking basically about this the Beatles. 64. Mop Tops. And it was really an interesting conversation because, Ken Dashow just threw the word out there, Mop Tops. And, Mark Lewison was like, I'm going to disagree with you on that one. He goes, the Beatles were not Mop Tops. And Ken Dashow was like, well, what do you mean they weren't Mop Tops? And Mark Lewison professionally undressed Ken Dashow on that stage and said, that the Mop Tops is...
times.
Yes, a couple times. And I love Ken. Okay, Ken's a great New York radio DJ, and I've listened to him for a long time. He even gave me a shout-out once over the air. Ken's a New York radio icon, but there are certain things that us Yanks don't get. And unless you do the research, and I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I have a taste of it a little bit because I lived there. I'm still a dumb Yank, but I have a little bit of knowledge because I did live there for a while. So when I hear somebody like Lewison correcting him, I'm like, yes, I know what he's saying. So Ken Dashow was a little taken aback by that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Right?
But yeah, and also there was another little bit that where Mark corrected him as well about this Billy Joe Kramer
story.
Story where Billy J. Kramer was wrong as well. So again, that's why Mark is so valuable. To the historian community, because he puts the time in. Yeah, it's been 10 years since part 1, but he's making sure we get the most accurate story possible.
Mm-hmm.
All the facts are correct. All the stories are correct. So just be patient. We'll get volume 2. We'll get volume 3.
Yeah.
So it's coming.
Yeah, we did see. I think I don't know if you were with me. I went back and Mark Rivera was singing a little bit. Were you with it? Yeah, we did that. I think on Mark Rivera he sang a couple songs
Right.
and on the main stage and Mark Rivera is the
That might have been Friday night.
I think it was Friday night. We went there just for a little bit, just to hear some because we didn't spend a whole lot of time in the main stage.
Yeah, because then Peter Asher came up and sang,
Right, and he did World Without Love and then said see you tomorrow.
But going back to Mark Lewison, he is just so gracious with his time. Thank you very much, Mark. We actually, we brought our recording sessions books and he signed.
He signed them for us. Thank you, and that was all Tom. Tom grabbed our books. I was either on a panel or on an HO. He just and he personalized them both to Tom and I, like he did last year. But we got the tune-in book, but now we have the OG, the first book done.
Yes, so that was great.
Yeah,
Patty Boyd, got a picture of her. So she's stunning. She still has a beautiful smile.
Yeah,
and so that was really cool. Actually, we passed Joey. Joey Mallon was.
We passed Joey Mallon on the fourth when we were going. Yeah.
We're dropping some stuff off in Kit's room, and then what do you know? Joey Mallon just comes walking.
Hey, Joey, how you doing?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. So that was fun too.
He's a little small guy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You don't really realize it until you're up close and personal.
Oh.
So that was great. So yeah, all in all, it was a success with the buying, which we'll get to that in a second.
We'll get to that in a sec.
The meeting people and the panels and just being a part of the weekend was just an absolute joy.
Tiring.
Such a
joy. And remember to be cosmically conscious. Yes.
There you go.
And then capped it off with a great dinner on Sunday night, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So, so you want to show some stuff?
You go, and then I'll go.
Okay. Well, as you can see here, I got another Lennon shirt, which I needed to do because I needed to get, more Lennon stuff. Let's see here. What should I start with? Okay. Well, I'll show some of the little stuff first. You got, we got a little Wings patch there. So I don't know what I'll put that on, but you never know. We got a Red Rose Speedway button.
That was a good score considering what we were talking about.
Yes. So that was cool. Our buddy Ed will appreciate this. Mr. Broad Street. We got a little Broad Street pin there. And, some of us brought our buddies, our buddy Beans with us, so he could be there. Now, Andy, when I was doing the catering, the shows, when you're backstage and stuff like that, they give you these little kind of like working
passes. Yeah.
And they're stickers, so you take off, peel the back off, and you put them on your shirt. So one of the vendors had a couple. So there you got the Driving Japan TV. Looks like this looks like it's part of the 89-90 tour.
Yep.
Right here. Then you got 2003. I think this one was Back in the World.
Back in the World. Yep.
2003. A couple bigger Wings stickers. Wings over Europe, I believe that was, right?
Yep. Or the world, maybe.
World. Yeah, Wings over the world. So that's pretty cool. I wrote down some stuff that I was looking for. I was, wanting to pick up some more George Harrison 45 picture sleeves, and I was successful for what I was looking for. I got a My Sweet Lord.
Isn't it a pity?
My Sweet Lord Isn't a Pity. And then we're talking about What Is Life and Apple Scruff. Sorry about the glare there. And we got Bangladesh with Deep Blue. And one I was really happy to find was the Faster. That was the, I'm going to turn it around. I'm just going to take it out and show y'all.
Yeah.
It was the Faster
that's the score. That's the score.
Yeah, which is really cool. And there's the backside right there. So
With Your Love Is Forever, which is one of his best songs.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Records.
Record time.
Record time, Steve Martin and the Steep Canyon Rangers. Okay, this has my absolute favorite song he did or he gave vocals to on somebody else's record, and that's Best
Best
Love.
love.
Best Love. So there you go. This is sealed, and I'm just going to keep it sealed.
There you
No
go.
reason opening up because, I've got the CD. I'll listen
Right.
to it that way. This is going to be an upcoming show, okay? Don't know when, but I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this record, and this is the U.S. Rubber Soul. There you go.
About time, damn it.
Yes, listen to it for the first time. What was it, Thursday or Friday night? Thursday night. I think
Thursday
it was.
night when you got here, we put it on.
Yeah. Don't look at the price here. Take that off. But this was really cool. This is a German. I think this was an '80s pressing of a German McCartney
On the
record.
Fame label.
Yeah, on the Fame label. We'll show the
Yeah.
Fame and those people that like to see the label. It is an Apple label. So I'm gonna do some research on this one and find out exactly when this was pressed. Then another German one. This is a Back to the Egg from Germany. Again, the
cover's a lot more flimsier though.
right, yeah. So it's your basic label, but it does have the Germa label on there, so
Right.
kind of know what it was. The one you weren't too happy that I picked up. This was the Pipes of Peace right here from Argentina. Really cool label. I'll just show you there.
Oh, the green is nice with the Parlophone.
Yeah. So can't wait to get that on the old Recce player. One more Pipes of Peace. This one is
I'm
from-
sorry, I can't apologize. I've been on the varsity team for 30 years. You just joined it a decade ago, so sorry.
I know. This one's
Which
from
one?
Holland.
That's the Holland one. Okay.
Yeah, this one's the Holland one, and I'll show the label there too.
Odeon.
Yeah, Odeon, and then they're
Oh, the album. Okay, so that's
Yeah, so that's kind of cool as well. So I'll deal with that later. So I've got a Brazilian copy of this, but I wanted either a US or a UK, and that's
Got
off
it.
the
Oh, now we're
ground.
going to the heavy hitters, the things that Tom has been. Yeah.
So
Yep, he finally got it, folks. Looks
Yeah,
like it's in great shape.
oh, it's in fantastic shape, But the one that was a must, yeah.
An original
Yeah.
Chaos from
Original
2005.
Chaos, yeah, because that was a gatefold.
Yes, it
back
was.
Then, that we used to was not a gatefold, but you got some illustrations in there, and some really just really cool.
Oh, the
You know,
drawings and all that. Yeah, all
Yeah,
the individual
drawings.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll show the label real quick just in case, because I know people like to see that. And
She
there you
is.
go. There she is. So that's cool. Now the two other things that I'm really
Oh God, these. Gee. And they survived the flight, obviously.
survived the flights. Whew, man, let me tell you, I was sweating bullets. When I put the luggage on the belt for the when I got my boarding pass and everything like that.
You do that? Please don't break. Please don't break. Please, baggage handler, don't throw this thing.
Right. So the first one that I picked up, and then this is fantastic. So you guys see the Broad Street cassette display there. Here, still in the cardboard, is the Pipes of
The
Peace.
indoor
So
store
it was
display.
Pipes heavy this weekend. Pipes heavy this weekend. So this is the display.
Maybe
Okay,
very
so-
pipes heavy this weekend. Finally
Yeah.
rubbing off on you.
Right. So it's got the cassette there, as you can see, but it's not 100% staying in there, but I'll probably take it out and display it next to Mr. Broadstreet back there. But this one, and I got to thank our buddy Joe Boswell for this. Here is the Back to the Egg display, which it's going to be a little like that, but I'm going to get this set up here soon as well. This is just fantastic.
Was
know-
there a cassette with that or no?
No.
No, but I mean, at
No,
one
this is-
time, do you think there was?
I don't think so. I mean, it was just this place where you could put like cassettes or records inside. So I
Right.
got to do some more research on that, and you know, and we'll go from there. But I want to give a huge shout out to our friend Janet Davis, who
Oh
you
yeah.
know, she gave you a bunch of stuff when you saw her last time, and
Yeah, in
yeah,
February and again now because she knew I was an MJ
yeah,
fan.
yeah.
Thank you, Janet.
And speaking of MJ, another MJ, she knew I needed this copy of Rolling Stones, so she gave me that. And
Yeah, it's such a bad drawing though, isn't it? It's horrible.
it's not the best, but Janet was a huge fan of the or collector of the club sandwich when that was a thing. So she would get the calendars that you could purchase. And the last couple of years, she's given me a few. And as you can see, this is what year is 1985 right here. This one, so large calendar, all of Linda McCartney's
Lynn with all
photography.
Linda's. There's Jimi Hendrix. Yep. 67.
Yeah, you
Linda's
know,
McCartney
and,
music makers.
yeah. She gave me another one too, but I just don't want to, take everything out because now the room's a mess. And one more thing here. Get a nice little pair of wing socks
Where were those?
with all the shirts.
Oh, come on, man. That's another one I missed. Those I would have
Yeah,
got.
next year. And then and a real quick two little shout outs again to Mike who knew I was talking about That'll Be the Day and wanting to see the sequel, so he got me a bootleg copy of that. And then our buddy Joe Mayo. Thank you, Joe, because he knew I
Yeah,
needed
there you go.
to pick it up for me. Last year I gave him the cassette he needed for the Broad Street display.
Right.
So he was nice enough to pick this up for me. So thank you, Joe. Love you, buddy. So yeah, that's too much stuff, but man,
You got it.
got it.
As that room starts to just get tighter and tighter and tighter.
Tighter, exactly. The walls, as they say, are closing in.
You're gonna be stuck inside those four walls if you keep it up.
Right on.
Okay, I did pretty well this weekend as well. I think both the years we both did pretty good. I kind of go into it. I don't make a list because it's all up here. If I see it and I don't have it and it's got a good price, I grab it.
Right.
So first thing I got was a UK Paul McCartney, The Long and Winding Road, 12-inch, which was two songs on each side. I only thought it was one, but it was Long and Winding Road, the live version, and then Sea Moon.
Right.
And then on the other side was, of course, the live version of Mutt Tire. Hello, that's phenomenal. And put it there. But there's a typo on this label, and I'm going to show it. On Long and Winding Road, I'm wondering if Tom has it. I'm sure he does, if other people have
I
it.
do have that.
It says The Long and Winding Road, RODE.
Nice. I'll have to check mine and see if mine's the same.
I'm very curious if that's there. So I got that from a lot. We got a lot from the same dealer. Just going in random order here. We'll do Paul first. Finally got another one that Tom has had for a while. This is the Holland version of Band on the Run,
Purple vinyl.
which is the purple vinyl edition of Band on the Run. What year on this one? 80?
No, I think it was right around the time. I gotta look. These things just,
That's all right.
hard to remember everything.
I needed one more Columbia pressing, and that was also Band on the Run, and it's a sealed Columbia
There you
as
go.
well. So there's the Columbia Band on the Run that I needed. A nice price. It wasn't too nice of a price. Like that.
Not that one.
No. One of my favorites again, sealed.
Yeah.
Sealed though. A sealed issue of Pipes of Peace from '83. I didn't have one of those. That was mainly because you got the foreign ones that I wanted. And then a bootleg, Paul McCartney and Wings live in Tokyo, but we know they never were live in Tokyo.
Right.
I don't know what show it's from. It's probably from one of those ones in December of '79, but because it's the same set list. But there's Paul in handcuffs after the pot bust in January of '80. So I did put it on a little bit today. The quality, the audio quality is not the best, but this one was just more for a gag with the photo and the live in Tokyo, which, hey, maybe that would have been the live album cover. Who knows? With the, look at that. Look at LJ at the top there.
Yeah, that's great.
Having a good time. That
was awesome.
Was not to be for too long. Beatles wise, I have CDs. Let me just finish the records. Beatle wise, I got a copy of the Red Album. You're saying, what? Doesn't everybody have the Red Album? Well, I didn't have the Red Album. The Red Album was reissued in '93 on red vinyl with the Apple labels. So when the Red and the Blues first went on CD, they also did a limited vinyl release as well. And that's what this is. So you got a couple different variations of the Beatles' Red Album. There's like one from the '70s with the Capitol. But this one had the Apple labels on it, and it was a really good price for this, so I didn't have it, and the price was right, so I grabbed it. Next one I got here. I got to give a thank you to Ethan Alexanian for pointing this one out because I grabbed it. Beatles number 5. Okay, one of the Japanese pressings, and the track listings for these Japan records are so different. You've got stuff from all different albums and eras on this one. It looks like Beatles 65 in the US, but it's not. But a really cool back cover there with your OBI strip, and it's on an Apple label too. So
very cool.
It's on an Apple label. And then last one with the Beatles, we're gonna go more kind of bootleg realm. The Alpha Omega box set from '73 that predated the Red and Blue albums, which I got on Friday afternoon. What's cool about this is that you're getting solo tracks with Beatle tracks. So, Uncle Albert, do you want to know a secret? Look at that. You're just getting you're getting solo stuff and Beatles stuff on here as well, on a couple of tracks. I think Bangladesh is on here. Honey, and some deep cuts too. I'll be back. So I think this might be a bootleg of a bootleg because this does not say Alpha Omega. I'm sure our Beatle bootleg viewers out there will tell us because the real one did say Alpha Omega, but this is not. But the track listing was the same as the Alpha Omega, so I grabbed it. CDs and etc. This is not official, I don't think, but I grabbed it because the price was right. Love Songs. It's made in Japan, but I think it's a bootleg. Somebody else can tell. I'll show you the disc. You tell me. I mean, it's got the Japanese, paperwork in here, so it looks like it's official, but I don't know if it is. I think it's definitely unofficial, but somebody else can tell us. This is, again, we went Band on the Run heavy. This is a U.S. copy of Band on the Run on Capitol that does not have Hell on Wheels on it. I have never seen this. Right. I've never seen a U.S. copy of Band on the Run that did not have Hell on Wheels on it, and I'm like, wait a minute. There are 9 tracks. I said, gotta grab that. Then, one of the steals of the whole weekend that I saw on CD that my partner missed, and I'm like, wow. And this was a lot of money back in the day, but I got a very good price on it.
It's a lot of money now.
It is now still?
Yeah. Oh, unbelievable. Yeah. So, but you got to steal. Yeah, you got to steal the weekend right there, my friend.
I think, and that's the DCC Red Rose Speedway on 24 karat gold disc that I got. That I have seen in record stores for decades for an ungodly amount of money. And, I saw it in a pile. I asked the gentleman. He said the number, and I went, here you go, and walked away.
And walked away really quickly in case he changed his mind.
Yep. Yes, I did. And that's really it for me in terms of CDs. I did get something that you graciously got me, which is a copy of James Campion's book and his bio on Warren Zevon, Accidentally Like a Martyr. And I'm a casual Warren Zevon fan, and I've been looking to take a deeper dive, and I'm definitely going to do that with this. I love his hits. But I don't know his whole out. I know all of his hits, but I don't know all of his deep stuff. And James's book came really recommended, and thank you very much for getting it, and he personalized it too. So thank you for getting that for me, partner. Thank you.
You got it. Yeah. Well, thank you for everything. We got
to
save some money. Shacking up at your place.
Yeah. We do what we got to do. Those hotel prices are crazy. So. That's our scoop and score that we did there for the 2023 Fest.
So again, just another crazy weekend, a lot of fun, a loved meeting everybody there. Next year, February, right?
Ooh-fa.
Ooh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Next
So,
year for the 50th Beetle Fest, it's going to be held at JFK Airport with the TWA, hotel at Kennedy Airport to coincide with the 60th arrival of the Beatles. Not the exact date, but
Right.
that weekend. And
Right.
the Sunday will be Super Bowl Sunday as well. So if the Jets or Giants get in, that'll be interesting. Darren DeVivo thinks that if the Jets get in, it's going to be the apocalypse because the Jets are going to be in the Super Bowl and there's going to be a Beetle Fest.
And he's going to be hosting a panel while the game's on.
Yeah.
You'll be on that panel, and both of you guys will be sweating bullets. You guys will be looking at your phones.
Forget it. Paul, who? What's the score, damn it? Where are my boxes? I got 7-3.
Yeah, I
But-
could care less.
I know.
But,
I know. But we will be there. We will be there.
Our buddy Mr. Broadstreet said that he's going to attend, so that'll be cool to see him there. So I'm sure a bunch of us will get there as well, and looking forward to it. Cannot wait to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Fest for Beatle fans.
Yeah. And this was the 49th, and I had an awesome time, partner. Thank you for coming out, making the ride, making the journey, and it's a crazy couple of days, and but we have a good time when we do it.
Yeah, it was a good time. So, and then thank you again, everybody out there. Again, thank you for all of your support. It means the world to us. It makes what we do, worth it. It, gives us the energy to continue doing it. And, whenever we get the opportunity to do it, we're going to do it. So thank you. And from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate you all very much. So, again, you can find us on YouTube. Please check out our YouTube channel, Two Legs, a Paul McCartney podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Two Legs Podcast. Email us at twolegspodcast@gmail.com. Will you want to tell us how great we are or how much we suck? It doesn't matter. Just email us. And if you got a show idea, please email us as well and let us know what you want to do, and we'll talk about it, and maybe we'll make it an episode. But brother, again, great times, and we will all see you later. So as always, have a great day and a beautiful night. Take care.